Today we have to be start the lecture with the topic types of amplifier. So if you have to be see, or you can say it as a classification of amplifier. So from today we have to be enter into the area of feedback. First of all, we have to be see how can we classify our amplifier. So based on the quantity to be amplified, voltage or current, basically we have to be use the two quantity, either a voltage or a current. So based on the quantity to be amplified and on the desired form of output, amplifier can be classified into four categories. So the first one is voltage amplifier, second one is current amplifier, third one is transconductance amplifier, and fourth one is transresistance amplifier. Okay, so these are the four types of amplifier basically we used in day-to-day life or in our applications. Okay, so we have to be see in one by one. First is voltage amplifier. So what actually the voltage amplifier? Whatever the diagram shown in the lecture, please note it down. It is very useful and also mandatory. Otherwise, you would have not understood the concept of this. So in the voltage amplifier, you have to be see in this particular diagram, I have shown two sections. One is the input section and another is the output section. In the input section, you can easily see there is a voltage source Vs. It is in series with the resistance Rs. Again, there is a series resistance Ri, and the voltage across Ri is Vi. Similarly, to the other part, means the output part of this circuitry is that you can see there is a dependent voltage source that is shown by a circle and plus minus. There is a polarity of this, and the voltage across it is AV/Vi. The resistance R0 is in series with this source, and finally the RL that would be connected across the output. That is our external load, and the voltage drop across RL, that is V0, output voltage. Okay, and you can also see that in this whole diagram I have encircled some sections which comprised of Ri, AV/Vi and R0. This is the internal component of any amplifier, and Rs, RL, Vs, that are external connections to the amplifier. That is not actually the part of amplifier, but it would be connected. Like Vs is what? Vs is a voltage source that is externally connected to the transistor based amplifier circuit to provide the input. Okay, in a similar fashion, RL is a load resistor. It could be any other load. Here we have to be shown the resistive load, but other kinds of load also possible. That is also external component. Rs is internal resistance of voltage source. That's why it is shown in the series. So it is a Thevenin's equivalent. You have to be see. The structure is very much similar to the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So always a voltage amplifier is represented in terms of Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay. Now we have to be see some important conditions that would be make it a good voltage amplifier. So what are the important conditions are there? The first important condition is Ri, means this resistance should be very much larger than this Rs. Second condition is that R0 is very much less than this R naught, is very much less than external resistance RL. Why it is? We would be see in the further discussion. If amplifier input resistance Ri is large is compared to with the source resistance Rs, then Vi is equal to Vs. We can say that Vi is equivalent to Vs. That is the benefit of keeping Ri very much larger than Rs. How? We can see easily in the diagram. If Ri is very much larger than Rs, means voltage drop across Rs is negligible as compared to the voltage drop across Ri. The benefit of this consideration is that whatever the voltage of Vs, means whatever the voltage across voltage source Vs, same voltage would be appeared across Ri, because Rs is very small, so whatever the drop across it would be negligible. So Vi would be equivalent to Vs. So whatever the voltage source is generating a voltage, same voltage would be appeared across the input terminal of the amplifier. Generally Vs is what? You can say a function generator or signal generator. If Rs is very small, so attenuation is very low. So whatever, suppose you have generating 100 millivolt, so you would be appear as 100 millivolt nearly across Ri. So we would be get a attenuation free input, and it would be useful for increasing the voltage gain. Okay, so this is the benefit. And second condition is what? Second condition is external load resistance RL is large as compared with the output resistance R0. So RL is very much larger than R0. So what is the benefit of this? The benefit is that your output voltage, means voltage drop across RL, it would be equivalent to the AVVI. AVVI is what? Voltage across this depending voltage source. If RL is very much larger than R0, so whatever the voltage drop across R0, it would be again negligible, as similar in the input terminal. So what happens? Whatever the voltage across this depending voltage source, that is AVVI, that would be directly available to the external load. So there is negligible amount of voltage drop. So V0 would be equivalent to the AVVI. And we know that Vi is equivalent to the Vs. So here the relationship has shown V0 is equivalent to the AVVI, that is equivalent to the AVVs. So what is the conclusion we have to be derived from this? The conclusion is that your output voltage is proportional to the input voltage. The amplifier provide an voltage output proportional to the voltage input, and the proportionality factor is independent of source and load resistance. Means it is independent of Rs, it is independent of Rs. Such a circuit is called as voltage amplifier. If any circuitry would be meet these conditions, so you would be refer that circuit as a voltage amplifier, and that circuit would be amplify the voltage signal. That is a practical case. But ideally, if you want to represent the ideal voltage amplifier, in that case, Ri is infinite. Here we have taken Ri is very much larger than Rs, but in ideal cases, of voltage amplifier, Ri is infinite input resistance, and R naught is zero, zero output resistance. Then and then only that circuit would be amplify the voltage significantly. So in this way, we have seen that RL is very much larger than R naught, means R naught is zero, means RL is nearly infinite. So the voltage gain AB is equal to V naught upon Vi, with RL is infinity. The condition is that RL is infinite. So in this case, you can see that you can see here the condition AV is equivalent to the V naught upon Vi with RL infinity. Hence, you can say that it is the circuit represent the open circuit voltage amplification or gain voltage. If RL is infinite, means output circuit is considered as open. So it would be providing more better voltage gain. So this is the first kind of amplifier, that is referred as voltage amplifier. Okay. Now we have to come to the second type of amplifier, that is called the current amplifier. Generally, voltage amplifier is represented by a Thevenin's equivalent circuit. In opposite to that, a current amplifier would be represented by a Norton equivalent circuit. So what is the condition of Norton equivalent circuit? You have to be connect a current source. Instead of voltage source, you have to be connect a current source. Or instead of source resistance is in the series, here source resistance is in the parallel with this current source. That is the representation of the current amplifier. Okay. So here, if you have to be see, in the circuit, a independent current source Is is shown here. In a parallel, there is Rs, that is a Norton equivalent. There is a one current II. Up to this node, there is a current Is is flowing, but at this node, the current would be divided into two branches. One across the Rs and another is across the Ri. So across the Ri, what is the current is? That is II. Come to the output network. Here, depending current source has will be shown by this circle and arrow inside it, and the direction of arrow would be show the direction of current. So this current is AIII. Okay, and here again Norton equivalent R0 would be connected in parallel, and the RL is at the load side or output. Now, what important conditions to meet this circuit as a current amplifier? Again, in this circuitry, whatever the hash line or encircle component, these are the inherent component of amplifier, and the rest of IS, RS, RL, these are the external components. And the condition to meet this circuit as a current amplifier, first condition is Ri should be very much less than Rs, opposite to the voltage amplifier, where Ri is very much larger than Rs. Similarly, R0 is very much larger than RL. It is again opposite to the voltage amplifier. Now you can see an ideal current amplifier is defined as an amplifier which provides output current proportional to the signal current, and the proportionality factor is independent of source resistance Rs and load resistance RL. Means this output current I naught or IL we can say, it is proportional to the II, and the proportionality constant, the proportionality factor is independent of RS and RL. That is actually a current gain AI. So for an ideal current ampere, it should be having zero input resistance. Again, opposite of the voltage amplifier. So Ri should be 0 and R0 should be infinite. But in practice, amplifier has low input resistance Ri but finite value, and high output resistance R0 but having a finite value in practical amplifier. Okay. Now you can see the relationship we have already derived. R0 should be very much larger than RL and Ri should be very much less than Rs. So if you refer the figure 2.24, Norton's equivalent circuit of the current amplifier has shown, and there, as I have already told you, that your output current IL or I0 is proportional to the input current II. By keeping RL is 0 here, you can define a proportionality factor that is called the short circuit current gain. Because RL is 0, you can say it as a short circuit current gain, or simply called as a current amplification or current gain, AI, that is equal to IL upon II. Now Ri is very much less than Rs. So can we say that II is equivalent to the IS, as Ri is very much less than Rs? So can we say like this, II is equivalent to IS? Similarly, R0 is very much larger than RL, so IL is equivalent to the AI, II. See from the diagram, the idea would be more clear. What I am saying, that I am saying Ri is very much less than Rs means what? Rs is a large quantity as compared to Ri. We know that current have a tendency to follow the low resistive path. Okay. So here, what is the low resistive path? This network is the low resistive part across Ri. There is a high resistive part across Rs. So this Is would be flow across Ri instead of Rs, because Rs is having high resistive path. And if it is so, then Is is nothing but it is equivalent to the II. So whatever the source current, that would be directly appear across the input resistance Ri. Okay. Similarly, as we have put up the condition, R0 is very much larger than RL, and both are parallel networks. So this current AI, it would be flow directly across RL instead of this. There is no current is flowing because of this high resistive path. So maximum current of, or you can say the whole current of AI, it is flow across RL, and that is equivalent to the IL or I0. That is mentioned here. So IL is equivalent to AI. We know that II is equivalent to IS. So IL is equal to AI/IS. Means output current is proportional to the signal current. Okay. This is the second kind of amplifier. Now we have to be moved to the third kind of amplifier. So what is the third type of amplifier? If you have to be see, this is transconductance amplifier. Okay, I am activating the chat box now. Enter your attendance. It is only on for the 5 minutes. Okay. We have to be, move to the next topic, transconductance amplifier. So everyone noted down this diagram. In this case, you can see the input circuitry is similar to the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, and output circuitry is similar to the Norton equivalent circuit. So it is a combination of Thevenin's and Norton. Okay. So if you have to be see input side, we have shown the voltage source in series with the RS, and here the condition is same as we have taken in the voltage amplifier, means Ri is very much larger than the RS, so that there is negligible drop across RS would be there, whole Vs would be appear across Ri. In the output network, we have taken the condition of current amplifier, means not an equivalent circuit. So we have taken the condition that R0 is very much larger than RL, so no current would be flow across R0, whole current would be flow to this RL. Okay, but here we have introduced a new parameter that is called GM. It is called the transconductance. So GM, it is a depending current source. So depending on what? Input parameter. And here the input parameter is what? Voltage. Here the input parameter is voltage, not the current, remember. So it is a combination of voltage and current. So what are the features of this? An ideal transconductance amplifier supplies an output current which is proportional to the signal voltage. So means this output current I0 is proportional to the signal voltage Vs, independently of the magnitude of Rs and RL. So in all cases, proportionality factor would be independent of Rs and RL because both are external components. So this amplifier must have an infinite ideal, we are talking of ideal case, infinite input resistance Ri. Practically it is a very large value, but ideally it would be an infinite, and infinite output resistance R0. Practically it is a finite value, a very large value. So see here, in here Ri and R0 both are infinite ideally, or practically very high value. So this is the third kind of amplifier, transconductance. So a practical transconductance amplifier has a large input resistance Ri, and hence it must be driven by a low resistance source, and it presents a high output resistance R0, hence drives a low resistance load. Okay, so you can see here, as Rs is very small, so this, in this case, your voltage would be driven by the low resistance source, and it drives the current would be drives the low resistive load. So I0 is equal to IL. I0 is equivalent to what? It would be equivalent to the, here I0 is equivalent to what, or IL, whatever you can say, GM VI as per the condition given here. Okay, and what is the VI? We know that VI is equivalent to the Vs. So here the proportionality factor is Gm, and that is equivalent to what? IL upon Vi, you can say, or Vs, whatever. So it is a ratio of output current versus input current, input voltage. That is called as a transconductance, that we have already discussed in the case of MOSFETs as well. Okay. Now, 1 minute is left. Still the 9 student has not filled the attendance. So here you can say the 4 kind of amplifier, that is called the trans resistance. So what is the trans resistance? This is the equivalent circuit of the trans resistance amplifier. You can see here the input network is similar to the current amplifier, that is the, you can say, Norton equivalent circuit IS, and a parallel resistance RS. But output network is similar to the voltage amplifier, where a depending source is a voltage and it is in series with the R0, and RL is connected at the output network. So it is again a cross combination of 2 networks, voltage and current amplifier. So as per the condition of current amplifier at the input side, here Ri is very much less than Rs. So what happens? No Is current would be flow across Rs. The whole Is would be flow as a form of Ii across Ri. But when you have to come for the output network, it is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So the voltage, depending voltage source here, it is mentioned as RMII. It would be whatever the current is flowing across R0, where R0 is very much small than the RS. So the voltage drop across R0 is very less, negligible. So it could be neglected. So whatever the voltage drop across the RL, that is your final output. So your V0 would be equivalent to the RN or II. So this diagram, you can say, if you want to say the ideal trans-resistance amplifier, the output voltage V0 is in proportional to the signal current IS, which is independent of the RS and RL. And this kind of amplifier is called as trans resistance amplifier. But practically, Ri is very much less than Rs and R0 is very much less than RL. Opposite to the condition of transconductance. Hence, input and output resistance are low relative to the source and load resistance. So what is the result of this? As Rs is very much larger than the Ri, so your II is equivalent to Is. R0 is less than RL, so V0 is equivalent to the RMII, that is equivalent to the RMIS. The proportionality factor is here Rm, that is a ratio of output voltage upon input current, with RL is infinity. So in other words, we can also say it as a open circuit or mutual or transfer resistance. So this circuit is representation of the trans resistance amplifier. Third one was the trans conductance amplifier. Okay. So these are the 4 different types of amplifier. Okay. Now, if anyone has any doubt regarding this topic, you can ask me. Otherwise, we would be moved to the further topic. Anyone has any query, please ask me, and rest of you draw this diagram. This is very important diagram, block diagram of feedback amplifier. That is the next topic. And this whole topic, classification of amplifier, block diagram of feedback amplifier, and the whatever the further discussion are now we would be discussed in the next lecture also. That is taken from the book of Integrated Electronics, written by the Millman Halkias. It is mentioned in your reference book as the university syllabus. Anyone has any question? Till whatever we have discussed? Okay. Now we have to be going to start a new topic, that is feedback amplifier. So this is a block diagram of a feedback amplifier. If you would be refer this feedback amplifier, there is a certain components. The important elements are, first is signal source. This could be a voltage signal source or a current. If it is a voltage, then it is a Thevenin's equivalent circuit, means Vs in series with Rs. If it is a current, then Is in parallel with the Rs, not an equivalent circuit. So this signal source could be a voltage or could be a current. This is the first element of this basic block diagram of feedback network. Second is what? Comparator or mixer network. Comparator or mixer network. So what is the role of this? I would be discussed further. Then we have to move to the third one, that is a basic amplifier, where we have to be calculate the gain. This is the amplifier made up from the transistor, means a general transistor we have learned, common source amplifier like this. Then the output of this, you can also see that in every block there is a dual input, dual output. There is a sampling network that is connected or associated with the output network. On the right hand side of sampling network is the load resistor, that is the external load actually. Here we have shown the resistive load, but you can show also the capacitive load, inductive load, or combination of this. Across this load we have to be calculate the output voltage. But you can see here some amount of output signal has been sampled through this sampling network. We have taken some amount of output signal as a sample, and this sample output signal would be feed to the one of the network that is called the feedback network. This is the most important element of this feedback amplifier. So what we are actually doing here, some amount of output signal is feeding back toward the input network through this feedback network, that is having the factor of beta, feedback factor. And then this feedback signal, here it is shown as a voltage, that would be, or maybe a current like this, IF. It would be fed to the mixer network, and whatever the difference of this signal source, suppose it is a voltage source, so this Vs and Vf difference minus Vf, that would be called as a difference signal that is available as a Vi to the input of the basic amplifier, and this amplifier having the gain of A without feedback. And now this amplifier would be amplify this difference signal that would be appeared here as a V and further across the load resistance as a V naught. So we have to be see one by one the role of the blocks. First is signal source. So what is actually used as a signal source in the feedback network? So this signal source could be either a Vs or voltage in series with the source resistor Rs or a signal current Is in parallel with the Rs. So Vs in series with Rs means Thevenin's representation. So you have remembered this signal source in the previous discussion of voltage amplifier. So signal source would be like this, Vs in series with Rs. So it is one of the possibility. What is the second possibility? A signal current Is in parallel with the Rs. So this is the second possibility, like a current amplifier, input network only. Is in parallel with the Rs. Then second block was the comparator or mixer network. So basically there are two types of the comparators. First is series mixing and second one is the shunt mixing. In the series mixing, it is used to compare the signal voltage with the feedback signal Vs, and Vi is a proportional to the difference of Vs minus Vs, like this. This is the network shown here. Okay. And second one is the shunt mixing. Okay. Today the time is very much less. Tomorrow we would be start from this same point, comparator or mixer network. So thank you all of you for attending the lecture. Thanks a lot.